And I think if it's okay with you, I will go on in English so that you understand what I'm saying.
Awesome.
So that was just... So the idea that we discussed initially, why are we having this little gathering, is actually just to exchange. We have this online platform. I know you're all specialists in different areas. Maybe there are synergies. That's the initial intention. Are there things we could do together? Maybe not. Maybe yes. And with part of my team, we have been in different co-working spaces over the past year and years. And in each of the co-working spaces where we have been, in Barcelona, in Lithuania, in Vilnius, in Lisbon, in Portugal and others, we always found one or two people with whom we are now doing a few things. So maybe there are some, among you, there are some specialists or people we could do some partnership or cooperate in some projects. I don't know. So I will not make a long speech, maximum 20 minutes hopefully, but this is what we do.
This
so,
is the actual platform.
Yep. Yeah, and ask any questions. It's a discussion, it's not me talking.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so you just ask questions.
Yeah.
So that's our platform. It's what you call an online e-learning management system. So it's a platform for online courses. How many of you know Coursera or online learning? 1, 2, 3 out of... Okay, 4. Okay, so... Okay. So as you can see here, this is our platform. And we have a few courses, which you can see, about data protection, ethics, entrepreneurship, social innovation, and other such topics. And what we do is we basically provide these online training to insurance companies mostly. So this is a platform for training for insurance companies and their employees. So the people who sell insurance, how do they know the product? This is where we help. Before you sell something, you need to understand. I believe we need to understand the product you sell. Is this really a client for me or not? You know, it's not sales techniques per se. It's really understand your product, and there you can decide whether you can sell it to these leads. So that's our goal. And we have to do this. We have 3 components in our platform. And this is one of our courses, which is about our product. So I will not go through everything, but I can give you an overview of our solution. I'll do this like this. There we go. So, what is special in our platform? What is special is that you have an LMS, which is handling all the courses. That's one element. On top of it, we have the courses themselves about insurance. So this is developed with the partners I was mentioning. Some people we met in different co-working spaces who were specialists in data protection, in social innovation, corporate social responsibility. So that's where we have cooperated with different people around and are cooperating with different people around the world. And that's why I spend all my days in video conferences, because I talk with all my colleagues around. And on top of these courses, we have simulators. So the course is teaching you the general things, and the simulators is some kind of a game.
Exercise.
To exercise, yeah. Am I clear so far? Do you have any questions? Make sense? Yep, okay. So that's basically what the platform does. And obviously we can do this, and I will not go through all the details. But obviously what you can do here, we can have partnerships on 3 levels. On the platform itself, for development, for designers, that's what we need, that's the type of people we work with. On the online courses, creating these online courses for insurance companies. And we'll need also developers, designers, content providers, people with expertise in the insurance sector to develop the simulator we have. And the simulator is about... That's what we call the ISS, Insurance Sales Simulator. And what it does, basically, it's analyze, it gives you some risks. If you're a newcomer in an insurance company, it will simulate different risks, sends you risk, and you have to decide whether you want to accept this risk, underwrite this risk, basically. Is it a good risk? Yes or no? Do I take it? Am I going to insure that risk?
So you have to solve the problem.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that's the game, and what you say, practicing it. That's what you do here. Yeah.
Cool.
So I tried to be as concise as I could. Wow, time goes by.
Is this a template for all courses on your platform? Was it just because it's yours, you have decided to make this template with the simulator, with the LMS and the second thing? Or all courses have this template? I mean,
very good question. We have a template, yes, for all the courses. So as part of the template, you have these forums, the chat, the support, glossary, all these functionalities going beyond where to go after. That's part of the template. The introduction about a course, that's part of the template. And then here, the content is very up to the topic for each course, of course.
Sorry, but this course, they're just they're just video courses. You follow by watching a video or just reading?
No, you have reading, you have video, and you have also different kind of quizzes. I can give you an example of videos without going through the details of the videos. A very simple video. Here, I mean, which city?
Barcelona. No.
I'm a kid.
I thought like...
Yeah, sorry.
Sagrada Famiglia.
Il fantastico Duomo da Firenze, mi piace, è incredibile. And basically...
Sagrada Famiglia.
Anyway, yeah, just kidding, sorry. But here, that's one of the videos, basically, where I'm explaining what our platform is about, and there you can see you have, yeah, that's the digital version explaining, and then you have the explanation about what we are doing. Okay. I hope the living version is better than that one, but so anyway, so that's to answer your questions. We have videos, we have text, we have quizzes, so that people are interacting with the content. At the end of this video, we have a quiz.
Do you guys create the video as well, or the insurance company provide you the video?
Number two. So we can do, this is for internal purposes to train our team. But the videos is not our core competence. So we work with people who create the videos to do this. Now, for internal purposes, I just do a selfie and I talk to people, but that's not what we do. Yeah. So it does some specialists in making videos, which I understand here. That's also something that where we can partner up. Yeah. So good. I could show you also how we do the quizzes, but I think you've seen plenty of quizzes in your life anyway. So you can quiz yourself. We can show, for example, here, one example on how we interact with people who want to learn something. Instead of telling you what our insurance simulator is, we have this text here with some placeholders, and you have to enter. You can drag and drop. So our clients are insurance companies. Most, if not all, insurance companies face a challenge of building a profitable. I'll give the answer here. Book of business, etc. So you go on checking this, you enter, and then you can see your results. There are quite a few activities like this, and this is a quite well established. We're not the only ones doing this. We're not the ones who invented this kind of quizzes. But what is special is that we integrate these LMS, these types of courses, with a simulator for the insurance companies. That's where we do something special, which is interesting for our clients. We also do other games, board games, like the Monopoly type of games, to help people learn. So it's really about gamification, gamifying the learning in the companies.
How much is a course recognized around the world? I mean, is international recognizing or just a course, that's it? Some courses give a certification and you can...
That's just for internal...
Yeah, I know, but sometimes, you know,
Yes.
you follow your course and you can take with you or even you leave the company.
Yes, yeah. That's fair. For now, most of these courses are purely internal for internal purposes, but we are talking in Asia with our colleague over there in Asia with some institutions to have an official recognition for these courses. Yeah, for data protection, for example, not GDPR because that's Asia, but yes, and other also for ethics and different topic like this, where they will have the learners will have stamp on it. Yeah. I can see that it's already 16, 18, 20 pounds. I don't want to make it too long. So that was just to give you an overview of what we do. If you have any other questions on this.
Yes, can you explain your business model?
Yep. Business model is basically you are an insurance company and you say, I want to train onboarding. Exactly. Yeah. And then you say, create a course for me.
How much cost?
It depends on what you want. It's a combination of two elements. The cloud fees. If you have 10 employees, if you have 1,000 employees, you pay per employee, plus the setup of the course. So is it 5 days of work? Or is it 60 or 90 days of work? So there it's a consulting fee. So these two elements.
Do you use always the same template, or you create a customized template for different clients?
Number one, we use templates.
Or you got one template, so you
Yeah.
just depends of the insurance. You just,
Yes.
I mean, you always
Adapt.
use the same template. Basically, you just customize it for the client.
Correct. Yeah, that's what we do. Of course, if they have some say we want to customize it a lot, but yeah, that's the principle.
How the customer pay you? Because they're all around the world, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we have a legal structure in Switzerland. Belinguo AG is from Zurich.
Oh, right.
That's so they just
good
transfer.
place to have a business there.
It's even better to be in Hong Kong from the tax purposes.
So that's the reason you travel around and you become digital worker, or you are anyway you become digital worker?
Maybe that's a transition to the second topic, the digital nomadic thing.
Yeah.
So that would be maybe the first topic. We can close or speak about later if you want, about the company, what we do. Oh yeah, sorry.
That's the last question because maybe I didn't get well. But the simulator looks very ambitious project. I mean,
Yes.
to simulate the risk of anything, you know.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So I wonder how it's work. Or it's already working right now. How do you develop that?
Okay.
May I see an example for that?
I could give you. Let me see. There we go. I can even give you then a video later. Let me see where we put this. Here you can see a video of I'm not sure the video now, but I can show you some screenshots actually. Let me just do this. There we go. Maybe it will be clear. So that's a few screenshots of our system. And here is the simulator we mentioned. So basically that's the first page of the insurance simulator. And in that insurance simulator you have 4 elements. The first one, you get requests from people, from companies who say, please give me an insurance. I need to build a theater, an opera in this city, and the government wants me to show that I have an insurance. So here you get a list of requests from potential clients. And here you have reports, your financial performance. How much insurance have you sold? Have you received claims? And then you see how well you're performing, like a game. Here you have the claims and the product center.
I have to enter data.
Sorry?
I have to handle data.
The data, yes. As a client, you will have to we work together to model your type. Exactly, yes. And this is what we do here later. You see the way it looks like when you have the different risks. It's a bit small now here, but what are the risks you have to handle? What is your report financially? Have you made money or not? Selling your insurance? Oh, you got claims. So some of these risks went bad, so you lost some money. And that's what is interesting and fun, actually, for people in insurance companies, because they play the game of what they do every day at work. Am I answering your question?
Yes.
Yeah?
I should get in more, but that's okay for now.
Okay,
But,
and we can always
How
go.
do you find clients? It's just inbound or outbound?
Oh, no, there's a lot of work. And actually,
Do you have a commercial unit or?
yeah. That's actually what I was doing just before, and that's why I spent.
So it's you look for clients.
Yeah. I mean, we do have some people, but that's part of my
Around the
work.
world?
Yes, yeah. And one of my main activities, actually, and that link to your question, yes, is building a resellers network. And that's where I spend most of my time for now, is organizing a network of salespeople around the world. Around the world is a big word, but we have someone in Hong Kong who's doing a great job, in Paris, in Copenhagen, in Zurich, and someone for Germany too. And they are the ones who then go through this training and then bring this further to the insurance companies that they have.
Do you target just insurance company? Which one? Big one, very big one? Also
For now, yes, we target only the big ones.
Big one.
Yeah.
Plus 100
Yeah. Because the smaller ones usually don't have for the insurance simulator. It's a lot of work, as you said. Huh?
Competitors? Yes?
Yeah, we have 4 types of different competitors. We have competitors who are first the physical trainers, because they do it. They come with a board game and they say, "Hey, let's play. We are here now. Let's do the insurance simulator," and they do a great job, but they don't scale it up. There are a few programs already existing. There are some Excel spreadsheets where you can do this. So yeah, we have quite a few competitors. But one of our clients, and I could show a video to you later if you want, said really that our team has done an amazing job, and this game is really something that their employees love. We have it on the record there, where they say, wow, it's really, people love, they play it, it's fun actually for them. So yeah, we have competitors, but not that many, because it takes quite, as you said, it's quite complex to get into there. Online courses, there are plenty of platforms, everybody does that. So that's also why we said let's go into yet another level, because we online courses is such a common thing. So we said let's make it more.
We just like concentrating on one sector, basically.
That's clearly our strategy. Yes.
That's clever.
Well, we had no choice, because otherwise the big online learning management system companies would take it over. So.
Like Linda, for instance. Linda?
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Cool. So if I jump back now to the question you had, Philippe, before about the Digital Nomad, that was basically about a year ago. Over a year ago, we had a client in Zurich, and they said, "You know what, guys? We've been working very well. We love what you do, but we don't need to see you anymore. We use the system, but we don't need." And this was the last client we had, where we had to be physically present in beautiful Zurich to talk to them. And then our team after that said, "Well, we have actually no reason to be here physically anymore. And we love Zurich, but we had been there for 5 years." And we said, okay, so now our clients are international companies. This only client who needs us here does not want to see us anymore. I mean, nothing bad, but they don't need to see us. We have no link, no need to be here physically. And after 5 years, we wanted to experience something. We had already spoken about discovering beautiful Rome or beautiful Barcelona, or just changing a bit of, discovering other things. And that's where we said, let's abandon our flats. And we gave everything, 95% of our belongings, we gave them to charities. I gave over several hundred books, and one of my colleagues also. He gave basically nearly all of his flat to charities. I did the same, most of it. The toughest thing was the books, though. That was quite tough to give my books away. I just made sure, do you read about my books? Okay. So I had to pick a few people who could get my books. That was not easy. But for the rest, I didn't care. I don't need. And we said, okay, now we have one big suitcase. I have one big backpack and my laptop bag that you might have seen over there. I have one computer. That's the most expensive thing I have with me. That's the second most expensive thing I have with me. And I have an electric guitar. That's it, nothing else. Everything else is just given. And then from there, we felt really good. It's just really... And I get the goosebumps just thinking about it, you know? Less is more. Yeah, I think we are minimalists. It's not for everybody. I'm not saying to anybody that's what should be done. Not at all. But for us, it was beautiful.
Nowadays, it's quite achievable working that way.
Yeah. And look, this is a TV, this is a radio, this is a... That's everything.
Phone, everything.
How's this approach of the business to grow more?
Is this approach helping the business?
Yeah.
Actually, yes. For two reasons. Because...
You don't have expenses, obviously. You don't have expenses in terms of renting an office, equipment, all that kind of stuff.
No, but we do have here minor expenses because that's a great condition.
Yeah.
But we do have co-working spaces, we do.
Yeah.
We do need a flat where we live, so we rent things, which is a bit more expensive. So we do have still expenses. But I think, we don't have to say, I need to go on holiday to Rome. I am in Rome.
So you are never in holiday?
I'm always.
Always and never in the same time.
Yes, exactly at the same time. Yeah. But each time I get out here, I have what I'm looking for holidays in a way. It's an experience to discover culture. This is what I'm doing here. Before we had a coffee together. That's what I like.
Okay, but what happens if, for example, you get sick?
Yeah.
You need to go to the hospital. Mm-hmm. So if you're in Europe, you're right. But what happened outside of Europe?
I have an insurance.
All right.
Yeah. What happens if you get family?
That's another thing. But Fabio, there's another thing there. We are able to move around. It doesn't mean that we are obliged to. So if at some point we say Roma, ma è fantastica, vogliamo vivere qui. Exactly. So it's not that we have to.
Of course.
Yeah.
But there are many societies, many companies that like automatic, the comfortable press.
Yes.
Salesforce.
Yeah. We're not inventing it. Yeah.
No, but maybe they don't move like you. Because I get you move a lot, no? That's that the company just don't move a lot like you, but they don't have an office and employees all over the world. I think that the employer are happy.
Yeah. And our clients don't care, honestly.
No.
And back to your question again, Philippe, it's really this term. There are these big companies or the Salesforce, etc. But there are more and more of these younger people. Yeah. I'm probably the oldest one of them, but the digital nomads, these young Europeans or Americans or people from anywhere in the world living like this. And that's great because then you start discovering different cultures and learning different ways of thinking. You understand a bit more about what Rome is about, a bit more about Italy if you're here, a little bit more. And then you see a bit more about Barcelona, for example, about France or whatever, and then you start opening your mind on different ways of thinking, and you learn so much. I love it. Every day of my life, I'm learning something. Because I'm always the one who has to learn something. When I'm here, I'm the beginner. I'm the one learning the language, the culture. Where is the bus? How is the bus working? The metro, everything.
In how many languages are you ready to sell courses after?
For now, for the languages, we only focus on English for now.
Okay. So English in every country where you don't also change your language.
Yeah, but now we are working on French, some with one of our colleagues in France, actually, Jean Bernard. He's developing now. He's looking at developing the French market, but then there will be German and other languages.
We have the same product for different markets.
Yes, yeah, and usually
translating the title.
That's correct. Yes, yeah.
You need to find your team sometimes.
But sorry,
You need to find your team sometimes.
to find.
Yeah, to meet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Physically, we know each other quite well. The people I work with are people, as I mentioned, either old friends of mine, or people I've worked with or known for a few months at least in a co-working space. So we've built this. We know each other at least quite a fair bit, and then most of the rest of the work is via video conference, Skype, WebEx, you name it. So we have the connection person to person, and now most of it is video conferencing. That's why I think I was all the time in video conferences the past week.
But the rest of your team do the same life like you, or you are the only one, like, because maybe another colleague is a resident worker in some place.
Yes, well, no. When most of the people are more settled, so we're about 15 people working together for this, and there are maybe 3-4 of us doing this kind of lifestyle.
Sorry, 15? 57?
15 people, yes. 15. 1-5.
Oh,
15. Yeah.
how do you find working on the other side of the world? Because maybe who you need to speak to is sleeping because he's in Europe and you are in Asia. So the delay it's quite important.
Well, that's not an issue for us at all. We know that when we have to speak, there are 5 or 6 hours difference with Hong Kong. I lived there for many years. So Hong Kong, we do this in the morning. New York, it's for us in the afternoon. Easy.
How about the tax?
Taxes?
Yeah.
The company is registered in...
How you manage to pay tax when you work with different countries? You have to pay like a double tax, like for instance for Switzerland and America if you work for an American company. I don't know that because we more or less we had the same problem. We work for a company in England, and I'm actually resident in England and pay my taxes just in England.
Okay.
But obviously I'm trying to figure out how I can live here but pay the taxes in UK.
Yeah, and that's exactly one of the challenges that there are. I mean, we have a clear situation for now. We are registered in Zurich, which is not cheap for taxes, actually. It's not the reason why
very high for taxes.
It's quite high, yeah. So for the taxes
There are a lot of services obviously over there.
Yes, and it's beautiful quality and everything. I love it. No problem paying taxes when you get something for it. No problem at all. But yeah, it's an issue because now we are moving all the time, and actually that's one question I will have to ask to the French authorities. Say, hey, we are digital nomads. Society will have to give us a solution, and not just saying, oh, you actually pay tax on everywhere in the world. But that will be what will come probably. But there is something that we have to rethink at the later stage when there are not just a few tens of thousands of digital nomads, but if we are more of that, societies are not really ready for people like us. Because when you have a company, they say, where is your company based? Okay, for now it's Zurich. Cool. Where are you based? My address. You need an address if you want a phone number, for example. Say, where are you? I don't have an address. Really? So you cannot have a bank account. You can have a phone subscription. You can have. So there we have.
Nobody can control you.
Well, they can control everything. Everything's digital. So, but
the person address is important. Since the insurance company does the contract with your company, not with you.
No. Yeah, it's with the company. Yeah.
No, but it says the address for the company address.
Oh, the company is based in Switzerland, right?
Yes, and there is.
But they work with company outside Switzerland, so I don't know how they treat the taxes like when you work for people abroad in your country. I don't know what's the regulation try to discover this for the last couple of years. So.
I'm not a tax consultant, but we have a great tax consultant back in Zurich, Valti.
Would you want to share it?
If you want to talk to him, I'm very happy to introduce you to him. This is not my strength at all, so I cannot help you with that. I try to stay away as much as I can from these topics.
But anyway, it's possible to do that. It's possible to work with many different countries, even if you're based in a different country.
Oh yeah.
And pay taxes. I mean, don't be without any tax regulation.
Oh no.
The same on Google.
Yes.
Yeah, but
We're not Google.
the problem Google is got different branches. Google is got
Sorry?
If there's a branch in the country,
I cannot hear you.
Are you living with clients here?
No, I'm not.
Just it's your job.
Yes. By pleasure, for pleasure. Yeah.
You meet another digital nomad like you travel?
Yeah.
How many?
I've met a lot of digital nomads in Lisbon, in Barcelona, and now I start meeting them everywhere. Because we go to places where there are plenty of digital nomads, and I see more and more. But usually it's younger people, 25 years old or 30. So, but don't worry, I'm not going to make it much longer because we said 20 minutes and it's already 40 minutes.
No, listen. How many digital nomads, and what kind of? You say me you meet a lot of young people nomad.
Yes.
But what kind of work they do?
They do web design, a lot of them. Everything which is web-based. Web design, so designing websites, creating websites, videos, video editing. Some of them do some kind of social networks. They do also, online marketing, e-commerce, these kind of jobs.
And where's the base? They're just travel around Europe or outside Europe?
No. These guys, the ones I've met, they really have that's the backpackers, you know. You see them with a backpack, also us, backpack, and just go. You think they're on a holiday.
they're fully employed or just they work as a freelancers?
They are freelancers. But some of them I've met have a contract with companies, big companies, that say, as long as you do what you have to do, you're free.
Okay.
So this is coming more and more, I think. And as I said earlier, our societies for now are not ready to handle this.
Not really.
No,
Of course.
no, not at all. Estonia has done. But that will come. There will need to be an answer. And the answer should not be just, we tax you anyway. Everywhere, That's not this answer. That's part of that. But
on company side, one problem is how can I check if the worker is doing his job? So I'm working remotely from a company, and sometimes I wonder how. I mean, I try to provide a lot of information on Slack and Skype in order to show them I'm here, I'm working, and finish my tickets. But how do you think that a company, your company's case, should monitor, check the employee?
now, first thing, I would not pretend to have the perfect recipe. But I can share with you how we do it for ourselves. It's back to, I would say that the foundation for our company is we're small. It's trust, respect. So we all need to go once in a while to a cafe and make a break. That's part of it. We're not machines. So what we care about is the bigger picture. Are you, is something happening on your side? Are you doing the things we talked about? I would ask you, for example, if we work together, can we do this, and that? How much time do you think we need? And then we would have these things. And then we have at least a moral agreement. If I know, you're a good guy. I mean, you might have some up times and down times, but overall, we are working together. That's what we are interested in. And what I would say is it's about trust. It's about having the good people, smart, but especially with an ethics, and that's it. And after that, I don't need to see them physically. If I see you, how many times have you been in the office And you can always go on Facebook or do something else. If you want to, you can.
But I fully agree with you. This recipe works for small team. When you can trust, you can know each other, but probably like hundreds of thousands, because you are talking to scale up and having company to allow more and more of this remotely work. But how a company like 1,000 people have these people working remotely and also trust on them?
You're going beyond my competencies, but I'll jump in it anyway. I'll try. Even if you have 1,000 companies, and what I'm saying, I'm going to say maybe not really relevant, but even if you have 1,000 companies, you are always working in a team very often of 6 to 20 people, right? So unless you really hate your job.
Agile team.
Yeah, exactly. So if we are now working together, but there are 1,000 people around, well, we are responsible to do that course together, online course. We are 6 people, right? We know we are a little team. We can be a little startup within a bigger environment. So you can still apply, I believe, these kind of techniques if you empower. It's all the thing. You need to empower people. And people, I believe, if you trust people, you not just this kind of management, big concept, but if you really trust and put a framework that really empowers the people, there you have a good basis to not to have to be behind everybody. Are you working and whipping them? No. And you don't need to see them at work, because even if you're sitting here, you can still be doing something else or thinking about something else. So I believe a lot in this. And if you don't manage to motivate people intrinsically from themselves, then you have another issue. So management requires people, employees, to be sitting physically, but that's easy. I'm a manager, they are sitting here, so that's good. No. And young people, I talked with one of our colleagues, he's also doing recruitment in Germany. And he told me, for some of these, that's more that. And he said for the banks is trying to find some young guys, these digital nomads who are super bright and really able to do things. This bank that pays very well, when he has 3 candidates, last week this happened, he had 3 candidates for that bank. Younger guys, bright and everything. Very good conditions, and none of them signed. None of them. You want me to sit here? I cannot work from home? I cannot travel? You're kidding me, right? So the young generation now...
If you propose this to me, I say the same.
Exactly, yeah. So this is shifting.
You sometimes for check for...
Yes, yeah.
Not more.
Yeah.
What is innovation for you?
Innovation?
For you?
For me? Oh la la, wow.
There was a question before this, a small technical question on the topic before.
Yeah.
Your product is basically on video, no? Video is the main support for your courses, I think,
There's a lot of it, but that's not only that. There's a lot of video, yes, yeah.
And you are okay with YouTube? Are you okay with that, or you think you need privacy and...
We need privacy. This is just for some demos. YouTube, okay, but then... Yeah. Oh, YouTube is...
Because I imagine you had to...
Yes, clear.
So,
Yeah, and our clients, we have NDAs and everything, so they would not accept to have something like this online. But fair point, yeah. You had a question about innovation, you said. That's a tricky question. What is innovation for you, for us? I'll give you an example of
because
innovation.
Because you are innovative. So what is innovation for you? What do you expect?
Okay, I can give you some examples actually that I've been trying to check. I was a trainee many years ago for an insurance company in Norway. And I'm checking this with them. I talked to the head of communication. I'm waiting for their feedback. So maybe they'll say that my claim is not correct, but in the meantime, I'll tell you what I had this traineeship in the marketing department in 1995. So in another millennium. And at that time, they said, in this marketing department, create some brochures and things like this to promote our insurance products. So I was a trainee, 20 years old or something. So I had to create a brochure. And I thought, I came back to my boss then. She was a fantastic woman in that insurance company, very smart. And she said, yeah, if you have ideas, we are welcome to hear about that innovation. And I looked, and I came with an idea. I said, we could send floppy disks with a program to calculate. Don't laugh, it's 95, okay? We could send floppy disk with a program to calculate the premium of the people. Wow! And then I was starting to pile up a few floppy disks, and we would have to write this little program and copy it on the floppy disk. That didn't look very sexy. And, but it was the beginning. And at some point I read a book. There was something called the network of networks. What does that mean? So I started reading about that. I love libraries. And I looked at the network of networks, and a friend of mine Greg from the US had shown me a network for doctors, and you could access information through some kind of a browser. Understood? So that was basically my first book about the internet. And I said, wow, there's something called websites. And I said, oh, but how do you do this? Oh, there's HTML. Well, you all understand these things now. But mind you, at that time, from the statistics I saw, there were 2,500 websites in the world. So my proposal was to that insurance company, say, let's create a website. A web what? Or a what site? And now I'm waiting for the answer, because I don't know if that's still, but it's quite probable that actually we created the first website for an insurance company. Still to be checked. Ask them if that was right. They said we cannot say it's not. So we'll see. But that's first. So that's about innovation. It's looking at different ways to do something. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes looking at old ways of doing things. So one of our innovations has been a very old-fashioned way. We create board games, physical board games, like a Monopoly game. You know, when you play that in family, to train employees. Now, it's been done before. But when we came back to our clients in the watch industry in Switzerland, I haven't showed you that because that's off the topic about our platform for insurance companies. But we came back with a way of creating board games very fast to train employees. And that's very old-fashioned. Everybody has a Monopoly game or whatever. But it was still an innovation. They say, wow, this is so passé, so retro, that it becomes cool again. That's somehow innovation. Or it's taking the old to do something new. So I don't know if it's innovation, but our clients were like, wow, that's really cool. So it doesn't have to be completely new all the time. And I like one sentence. If I could see further, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants. And that's beautiful. That's the only thing you have to do. Just jump on the shoulders. So, yeah. I'm speaking a lot, sorry for that, but that's interesting. So that was about our company, about Digital Nomad. And yeah, I'm happy. I hope we can catch up if you have ideas, if we have...
How long will you stay?
I'm here at least until the end of the month, the whole of the month, and maybe longer, I don't know, but I'm happy to have coffees and
tell them where you go. Tell them where you go. Tell them where you go.
You want me to? Okay.
Open your ears.
Strasbourg, is that what you want to hear?
No.
Okay. For Christmas, I'll go and see my parents over there, and after that, we probably will go to Bali, or at least Southeast Asia, where it's a bit warm, and
go together.
Yeah,
I love it.
So
I have family.
You put your family.
You put your family away.
Your wife to put inside Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. We catch up.